This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
What's up? It's your boy, The Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Great time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Stephen Throwhill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. First, a message from Mike from the text line. This is a terrible bit of radio. I am so uncomfortable.
Good, you should be.
Yeah. All right. Today we toast an anonymous TikToker who introduced us to the game called the Toot and Scoot. Are you familiar with the Toot and Scoot?
The Toot and Scoot.
The Toot and Scoot. All right, I'll explain it to you. But first, I want you to picture an elderly woman sitting in a chair in the living room. All right. Windows open. She has a bowl of potato chips on her lap, and she's watching TV. It's minding her own business. Well, our honoree, he's armed with his cell phone camera, and he shows this woman, as I described her, and then he records the moment that he toots and scoots. So that's a very stupid thing. I've been laughing at this video all day. Basically, it's just this. You walk to a stranger's house, if the window's open and they're doing something else, you fart into the window just to get a reaction from them. That's all it is.
And they just roll out.
And then roll out. So this dude, you see him kind of walking up her path. He kind of goes like through her screen. You can see her sitting there. Like I said, just an old woman watching whatever she's watching. And when this fart kind of picks up in pitch, she jumps out of her seat. The bag of chips goes, or the bowl of chips flies.
Jesus, that's a fart.
I mean, there's fear in that. Hello.
I'm not saying it is right. I don't even recommend you do it. The woman was fine, but hello? Yeah, that's the idea. Oh, she jumps out of the seat and she's like walking toward her door, trying to figure out where it came from. But yeah, so the old toot and scoot. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Throwhill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true about people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Chelsea. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Hola. All right, Chelsea, you understand how this here game is played?
Oh, yeah.
All right, fantastic. You have your choice of one of three stories. We have the wonderful world of drugs. We have Bite Me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? And finally, interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone.
I'll have to go with interior decorating.
Well, in this case, it is not in your butt, but it is around the penis. We go to Illinois, where a man was hospitalized because his penis began to rot. The 81-year-old man had initially reported to the hospital after suffering from diabetic ketoacidosis. That's a potentially deadly reaction to low levels of insulin, but that stems from his diabetes. It was there that the Chicago native's wife revealed that he'd wrapped up his scrotum and refused to remove the seal for 3 days. An examination revealed that the patient's phallus was indeed severely swollen, and it turned yellow and purple, signifying it had begun to die, or that it was a Ravens fan. Anyway, doctors deduced that the man's actions had staunched the blood flow and damaged his member, which, when coupled with his poor circulation from the diabetes, resulted in necrotic or gangrenous state. In order to prevent further degradation, doctors burned out the dead flesh with a hot wire and excised it with scalpels. They also inserted a catheter into the unfortunate soul's urethra to drain the reservoir of urine that had pooled because of the patient's actions, which also prevented him from peeing. So with the help of antibiotics, the patient recovered within 5 days. However, he failed to appear at his follow-up appointment 2 weeks later. And by the way, when they say he recovered within 5 days, I disagree because he still doesn't have a penis. He just didn't die. But the question is, what did this man wrap around his penis? Which was the original working title for the Police song. I'll be wrapped around your penis. Come on, sing it with me. Anyway, was it rubber bands, plastic wrap, a rope, or a bungee cord? So rubber bands, plastic wrap, a rope, or bungee cord?
Bungee cord?
Think a bungee cord?
Maybe. What do you think?
Well, I have all four wrapped around my penis as we speak.
So it's plastic bands. What else?
You had rubber bands, plastic wrap, rope, or a bungee cord.
Chelsea, I like rubber bands. I'm going rubber bands. He's an old man. He's 80. He's got rubber bands.
I'm with you, Miles. I can hear the song now. It sounds funky.
Bum, 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 bum,
And down prepare yourself for the rubber band. Man.
You're going to lose your thing. Chelsea, what are you going? Bungee cords, rope, rubber bands, or plastic bands?
I'm going to go crazy and say bungee cords, I guess.
All right. Well, we know what you're into.
How tight are these bungee cords? Those things stretch.
You can secure stuff on the back of your truck. You can get your penis removed. All right, bungee cord, final answer. We're going to find out what this guy did. Did he wrap his member in plastic bands, rubber bands, rope, or a bungee cord? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Start summer up by mixing things up with top paint and stain brands at Lowe's. Shop HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, Valspar, Cabot to find the perfect pop of color or classic shade you've been looking for. And don't forget to prep your deck for the season with reliable wood stain and sealer. Now's the perfect time to complete your paint or stain project. Lowe's, all things summer, all at the right price.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Category interior decorating on profile list. We got an elderly Illinois man hospitalized because his penis began to rot off. He was diabetic, put something around his penis, waited 2 weeks to go to the hospital. By this point in time, it was a little bit too late. Maybe being 80 would have been too late, but either way, wrapped it in something. Was it a plastic band, a rubber band, a rope, or a bungee cord?
And Chelsea, that is a question that we posed to you, and you went with a bungee cord because you have a sick and twisted, disgusting mind.
After the break, I kind of changed my answer.
Well, unfortunately, we only have what you presented. It was not a bungee cord, although I'd like to think my penis is large enough that a bungee cord could do that. Miles and Ted Smith, you guys both went rubber bands.
Went the mailman route. Yes, we know what to wrap our penis in. Chelsea, you don't.
Apparently, many rubber bands. The wife had asked him to not do that, but he insisted on doing it.
Oh.
Right? One of those deals. Then after he did it, she insisted that he remove the rubber bands. He still refused to do it. And then after 5 days, or whatever the hell it was, finally went to the hospital, but too late.
Now she got a new boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today. You got Seth Meyers,
Seth Meyers.
the Jimmys.
Is it still somebody in for Jimmy Kimmel?
It is. I'm looking at his name right now. I always screw it up.
He's got a different guy every 2 or 3 days.
Is it Niall Horan? Niall? Right, because he's Irish. He was in One Direction.
Oh, God.
Niall? I don't know.
Niall, I guess?
I guess it is Niall.
James Moran?
Yeah. Niles Horan's going to be in there. We just call him 1D.
There you go.
All right. Fair enough.
1D. But yeah, he's in there for Kimmel.
Yeah, they call me 1D. Because I got one.
Yeah. I'm just glad he had him in there. Or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
All right, it's right there in the title. All these guys have teams of talented writers that help them come up with their monologues each and every night. And it's up to you to determine, is this an actual late-night joke and from whom? Or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
The FDA granted full approval to the Pfizer vaccine. It's about time. And their statement started with, hey, sorry, we just saw this.
Seth Meyers.
Jimmy Fallon.
That's Fallon.
Here's some good news. Today, the FDA granted full approval to Pfizer's COVID vaccine. It's about time. Their statement started with, hey, sorry, I just saw this.
New Jeopardy host Mike Richards has stepped down from hosting the show just after five shows have aired. It was so quick that even Kim Kardashian and Chris Humphries laughed about it.
The Ted Smith.
I hope that's you, Ted.
That is me.
Some entertainment news.
My bad. Fallon has one of those jokes, too.
But that was yours.
That one was mine.
Okay.
Mike,
That was my quick trigger finger, my bad.
Next one, Fallon.
Mix it up, Ted.
New York held its We Love New York City homecoming concert in Central Park. And to guarantee it didn't become a super spreader event, they held it in a hurricane.
Seth Meyers.
Yeah, Seth.
New York City held its We Love New York City homecoming concert in Central Park. And to guarantee that the concert didn't become a super spreader, they held it in a hurricane.
Due to his past offensive comments, Mike Richards has stepped down as the host of Jeopardy after just one day of filming. He was the host for 5 shows. It's crazy. Half of the contestants last longer than he did.
I look at Fallon.
Yeah. I'm going to go James Corden.
Some entertainment news. Due to his past offensive comments, Mike Richards has stepped down as host of Jeopardy after just one day of filming. Yeah, he was only the host for 5 shows. Come on, half the contestants last longer than he did.
Billionaire Elon Musk announced last week that his company is releasing a so-called Tesla bot designed to do unsafe, repetitive, and boring tasks. Basically, it was designed to hang out with Elon Musk.
Seth Meyers.
Yeah, that's
Billionaire Elon Musk announced last week that his company is releasing a so-called Tesla bot designed to do unsafe, repetitive, or boring tasks. Basically, it was designed to hang out with Elon Musk.
Have you guys seen, people were kind of shocked that on Saturday, ESPN had aired some corgi races.
All right.
Now, number one, it's kind of interesting. It's actually the corgi races from Emerald Downs.
Oh, they are?
From
cool.
a few weeks ago.
Now I care.
But they originally, I think, right, and it's cool, but they originally had them on there. Oh, man, I want to say Rebecca Stevenson from Cairo was hosting them.
Okay.
But they had filmed them, and then they were on a couple weeks ago for the ESPN, the Ocho Day. So people are kind of like, is this a new thing? Are they going to start hosting corgi races? And I think, honestly, they just had to fill time as the game was short or something.
Yeah, obviously.
But it's just kind of funny is people on the internet were just like, you know what? I never thought I'd care, but like corgi races are my new favorite thing.
Yeah.
This and that. So I guess, I don't know if that's, I assume if Emerald Downs is doing it, other racetracks do that, but maybe it's just down
Maybe not.
Probably.
I will say this. When my dad was in town, we went down to Emerald Downs.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I go down there, I say, why don't I come here more? That was like a great day. It was, man, no corgi races that day, but you don't need a gimmick to go to Emerald Downs. It was fun. I mean, it really was. Like,
I wish you would see your face when you're like, no corgi races, but you don't need something.
Well, I mean, it's entertaining. You have a good day. It's not expensive to get in. I think the tickets were like $10-12.
I've never had a bad time, but I know why I don't go more because generally, I go off the rails some point at night. I mean, like, I get absolutely smashed.
Well, you can have some great time. You can have some beers, but the races were exciting. It was a fun day. You know, like, and every time I go, I'm like, I need to come down here at least once or twice a year in the summer and watch the races.
I'm with you. To me, going to the horse track is like going to a comedy show. Every time I go, why don't I do this more often?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think maybe it's something to do with the industry we're in. Probably like, we go to a lot of music shows, like all different types. But yeah, like every time I go to a comedy show or horse, and we, you know, hell, Thrill and I are at Sounders matches all the time.
Right.
You're a big sports fan.
Sunday races start around 2, but the doors open at 9. So if you want to do off-track betting, they've got all the other races on, all the other tracks. It's pretty cool.
I just think it's always cool to see something, especially on like social media, that's like a hashtag everybody's going crazy about. And those are, and even though we had nothing to do with them, like, oh man, those corgis are down at our racetrack.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they got, it's amazing to see the guys that just spread everything out on the table. They got newspapers.
Oh, right.
They got their laptop out, man. They got a science to it. They got a pin behind one ear, a pen in their hand, writing all this stuff down, you know what I mean? And there's signs up that remind you, gambling can be addictive or whatever.
Right. No.
I went to a place last night, Ted, and it said, and they had pull tabs, right?
Yeah.
And it said, hey, if you have a problem gambling, you need to call this number, or, if you think you have an issue, do that. That was right beside a full cabinet of liquor. And I just thought to myself in this bar, like, it doesn't say, like, if you have a problem drinking, call this number. They're worried about the pull tabs.
Of course.
Oh, surely I'll get addicted to this and not that. There's no sign by the Jameson that said, hey, by the way, this causes problems too.
A lushy.
Yeah, exactly. We're worried about this pull tab game.
Right.
Obviously, we've been talking about it all week. My embolic.
Come on.
The host for Jeopardy.
Yeah. She, right, from, of course, as the old folks know, Blossom, but also Big Bang Theory.
I didn't know her from Blossom.
Shut up. Basically, she had been guest hosting. Mike Richards is out. She's taping some episodes.
All right.
So she's been there. She taped 15 episodes, which is, 3 weeks worth. And also, like, he had taped 5 in a day. Miles, you talk about this all the time, but like hosting game shows, not that it's not work, but it's not time intensive.
What is it? Pat Sajak takes
off. This is how it works. You show up Saturday. You tape 5 episodes. Mm-hmm. They're a half hour apiece. People go back, change their clothes. They look like it's a different day.
Right.
They come back out. It's the same audience all day long. You go and you do it the same thing on Sunday. You tape 5 more, and then you come back 2 weeks later and you do the same thing again. So, like Sajak, when I worked for him, he would fly out once every 2 weeks to L.A. He would tape his shows, and then he had 2 weeks off. He basically just wandered into the radio station every once in a while, like, hey, guys, I'm bored. Oh, God.
Think how much money that dude makes, man.
I know. And he worked a weekend.
I've heard that basically if you host Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune, you're talking literally like 40 days.
Yeah, for
a year. A year.
Yeah.
It's a great gig. You get it. I mean, this Michael Richard guy probably is not happy with this. But then again...
Well, no, he still only works that way. He's still the producer.
Yeah,
there,
exactly.
So.
Yeah.
But you got to work to get these people in town, the contestants, all the preliminary stuff for that kind of show. Like Price is Right, you just get picked, you come on down, right? These are like, look, you need to earn that spot to play on Jeopardy. So they do all kinds of other things like testing on the side.
They already know they're going to guess on Price is Right.
Exactly.
I was going to say,
by
like,
the time
I don't want to
sit down, they've selected.
Right, I don't want to burst people's bubbles, but yeah, like it's not as random as you think. They're not just back there with a bingo ball.
Right. You don't know you're going to be called down, but it's kind of like getting when you board a flight. The flight, there's certain things they do. A lot of times they greet you with their hands behind their back, and they say hello. There's 2 things going on. One, they say hello to gauge kind of your temperament, So they can kind of communicate, this guy's already in a bad mood, this guy seems drunk, this guy could be helpful. And also the hands are behind the back, so they're literally counting the head count to how many people should be on the plane.
Yeah.
But you don't know that when you get on, but that's what they're doing. So it's kind of the same general premise. Like, Price is Right, they've already figured out who they're going to call down based on what they think your personality will do. You just don't know when you sit down. So they say, Lee Tam Smith, come on. You're truly excited, but like, they figured that out 20 minutes ago.
Right, I was going to say, I think they almost go out in line before, when you're going in, right, and kind of check you there and this and that. So you
that's
know
why people wear goofy T-shirts.
Absolutely, you want to be paid.
You need to stand out.
Just no logos.
Right.
Yeah, totally.
So right, you can make your own shirts and this and that, but you can't have logos on there. That's like a massive
like
no-no.
if you have a shirt on that says "I love you, Drew," and you're a woman with big breasts, there's a good chance you're going to get called up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
a very good chance.
Yeah.
That's what I would tell the girl I'm taking there. Hey, listen, baby, you want to get on this thing? We'll split it 50-50. Here's the technique: you get up there, we're splitting this because I know I'm right.
Unless you suck.
I want one of those 2 jet skis. You're going to win.
Yeah, but when she's up there, you can only scream at her.
Oh, right.
It's not like you're sitting next to her. You can give her advice.
No, you can't do anything. Your goal is to get them up there to play the game. You know what I mean? They got to take it from there.
I guess it is. To me, I mean, look, you want to win prizes. I think the highlight would just be running down there.
That is the highlight.
High five and
if it's true,
and if it's true,
if it's true, you just want to be like dominatrix gear. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, you'll be up there.
Come on down.
Yeah, maybe wear a shirt that says, like, I love you, Drew. I don't believe in safe words.
Come on down.
Come on down.
I like padded rooms with chains. Come on down.
If you've been watching Hard Knocks, there's a brand new episode of that on HBO tonight.
Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. You are listening to The Men's Room.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Start summer up by mixing things up with top paint and stain brands at Lowe's. Shop HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, Valspar, Cabot to find the perfect pop of color or classic shade you've been looking for. And don't forget to prep your deck for the season with reliable wood stain and sealer. Now's the perfect time to complete your paint or stain project. Lowe's, all things summer, all at the right price.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. A man takes one last spin in his Corvette before selling it and then promptly flips it into a ditch. Meanwhile, the Super Death Speed roller coaster is shut down in Japan because of one glaring glitch. 2 Florida men in Simpsons t-shirts are arrested with drugs after a traffic stop. Look at that fake alligator at Disney World. Oh, wait, that is not a prop. And a genius scientist discovered the closer you get to a rattlesnake, the louder they rattle.
Huh.
Wow, thank you. It's time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's Mike Hawk.
Top story, we go to North Carolina, where one man is no longer selling his Corvette. He had a plan to sell his 2020 Stingray in short order, but decided to give it one last hurrah.
Nice.
He pulled out onto the road and gunned the sports car to get that exhilarating feeling one last time.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, he lost control of the car and rolled it in a crash.
Ooh,
he was not injured in the accident, but was charged with reckless driving. That hurts, man.
I got behind a procession of Corvettes Saturday morning.
Oh, car show.
On their way to Gig Harbor. Yeah, I just figured. I think it was everything. Like old Stingrays, the newer ones, the brand new one with the engine in the back. And I'm passing them all. Like, F you guys in your nice car.
I'm not
trying to keep the beat, man.
I'm not a huge sports car person, but the Stingray, that's a good looking car.
They're pretty.
Yes,
man.
it is, man.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Another news over in Philadelphia, drivers were left more than a little confused at a traffic light. Due to a contractor moving the control box to dig up the street, the light was accidentally left in what they call Christmas tree mode, an error glitch in lights of this particular age in which it signals both red and green lights. They say drivers shouldn't take a chance for their safety on these lights and call local authorities immediately. Basically, they say it's too old to have the failsafe in it where it just blinks red when there's an error. So it just sat there with both the red and green light on.
Give Philly credit. I mean, it was doing that for 2 hours, and no one got in a wreck, and everyone took their time to let other people go through.
Perfect. I love it. Like if they say don't take a risk. Like, man, I gotta go somewhere.
Instead of the Seattle stop where there's a green light and you decide to stop 30 feet before it and not move for some reason because you're trying to figure out where you're going.
Right. Or maybe you just stop in the middle of a friggin' parking area in the middle of the doggone street, then I honk at you, but then I'm the bad guy that needs to get flipped off. Screw you, buddy. I saw you.
Mike came in hot this morning.
Did, man.
It's the Seattle stop. There's a reason it's got a name.
I know.
He's been pissed all day. Sad to see.
I've been like him, though, you know.
I've been a seething ball of hatred all day.
You generally are.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we know Mike to be, the seething ball of hatred.
angry man over here. Partners in crime need to look the part, such as the case for a pair that was arrested in Orlando. They were pulled over by officers after they caught the smell of marijuana coming from the car. After stopping them and searching the car, they came up with several baggies of pot that also had cocaine residue on them, with one of the two also having fentanyl in his possession. The pair were arrested, but it was hard not to notice that they were wearing the exact same Simpsons collage shirt that was acquired at the Universal Studios nearby.
And they were hanging out.
They were.
Like, if we wear the same T-shirt, because we get a bunch of free T-shirts on the same day, especially that one from Abita. You know, you guys rib each other.
We do.
These guys were just voluntarily, like, if you pulled up and I had that shirt, I'd be like, I'm going to change shirt.
That
the same one.
That was not a mistake.
Right,
no,
exactly.
This was a loud Simpsons shirt, man. This was not a mistake at all. And that is it for your headlines with that. Mike Hawkins out.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. We'll see you next up on Odyssey and the Odyssey app. Men's Room Happy Hour is next with the return of Man versus Beast.
Yes, indeed. It's all true. But in the meantime, we be all about this bitch for 90 seconds. And still then, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Start summer up by mixing things up with top paint and stain brands at Lowe's. Shop HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, Valspar, Cabot to find the perfect pop of color or classic shade you've been looking for. And don't forget to prep your deck for the season with reliable wood stain and sealer. Now's the perfect time to complete your paint or stain project. Lowe's, all things summer, all at the right price.